Hi, and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Ghosts. And today we've found something that I'm surprised we haven't talked about in the past. It's a series that has been around for a long time now. Not anymore. I mean, now it's just reruns. But it's the Tennessee Wraith Chasers. Their very first program on TV called Ghost Asylum.
Yes.
And I don't think we've talked about this.
No, we haven't.
So we went back to the very beginning and watched season 1, episode 1, which is the Old War Memorial Hospital. Now, the first thing that I remember, first of all, it's professionally done. So yeah, credits. I got to say that because, you guys expect that from me now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they have this disclaimer, and I think they have it in all of their shows. I don't know if they have it in the haunted towns or whatever, but they say that they have permission to go to all these haunted sites. And they also say, reminding people, it is illegal to enter private property without permission.
Mm.
And that's something that we've talked about many times, and we sometimes stop watching people when it becomes clear that they have trespassed.
Yeah. Because there's nothing worse than underhanded than breaking into somebody's
property.
Place.
Yeah. I mean, just because you think it's abandoned doesn't mean anything. Like that house that still had the running water and the lights on.
Yeah.
Not abandoned.
No.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, that was one of the things that I really like to see, was just a reminder to people, don't do this. Yeah. Because there's too many people out there now thinking they can make all these YouTube channels and make so much money, but they run out of places to go, and so they start going to places where they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, they're renting out Airbnbs to pretend they're haunted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 5 guys: Chris, Porter, Brannon, Chasey, and Doogie. And they all are quite the bunch. Interesting people. Let's see. Chris and Doogie are the founders. Porter's a historian. Brannon's tech guy and the inventor. And I couldn't quite catch what Chasey does. I think he's just an investigator.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did a really good history on the building. Lots of interviews with people from the area and stuff. And then they are quick to remind us that this building is also set up in October for a Halloween attraction. Mm. So you might see the odd prop, which you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. I mean, when you see Doogie and Chris in the basement, and Doogie goes, "Is that a hand?" And yeah, it's a hand in the middle of the floor, probably from a prop of some mannequin of some sort. But Chris picks it up and he wipes it across Doogie's chest. It's funny. I thought it was kind of amusing. So they get to talking, and one of the characters they're thinking about, hoping they're going to run into, is a physician who used to work there. And his name is Dr. Meredith. Now, this Dr. Meredith had initially been, a general practitioner, taking care of the people in the main part of the hospital. But he ended up discovering the psychiatric patients, where they put them in the basement. They were kind of housed there while they were waiting transfer to other places. Yeah. So it wasn't a mental institution. It was just like a psychiatric holding area more than anything. Yeah. So Dr. Meredith became obsessed with the psychiatry patients, and to the point of, I guess, doing some things he probably shouldn't have been doing. And the hospital board, the medical board, had him removed from the hospital.
In 1979.
He didn't want to go. He wanted to stay there and, I guess, run his experiments or do whatever he was doing. They forced him out, so I guess he went to practice somewhere else. The funny thing about him is, years later, he died at the same hospital as a patient. Yeah. So, things that make you go, So that was interesting. So they talked a lot about him, and then how another part of the basement area was like holding area for dead people. When the
Yeah.
morgue got overrun at other places, they would bring the bodies there to wait for whatever they waited for. I don't know. It was kind of creepy. One of the things that I noticed, as I was telling you about Chris and Doogie in the basement and what they were doing down there, as they were down in the basement, the rest of the guys were upstairs in the main part of the hospital. They were in
Right.
the ER, the OR. I, I I'm a medical person, so I can spot stupidity really fast when it comes to medical stuff. And this was just an example of poor research. So they're in the operating room and they play a recording of an EKG machine or ECG machine. And you hear the beep, 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 and then the flat line, beep. And one of the fellows goes, "Code red, paging all doctors." Well, no. A code red is a fire. You don't need doctors for that.
No.
But if they're available and they're on the fire team, they'll come. What he wanted was a code blue, which is a cardiac arrest, which means the flat line. Code blue, calling all doctors. Well, doctors are going to come. Your code team's going to come. So that one really set me off like, what? No, you need to do better research. I thought everybody knew the code blue was the medical thing, but, you know. So that was the thing that I noticed that I didn't like about that. The rest of it was pretty good. I liked the rest of that part of the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Chris and Doogie back in the basement, they saw a shadow.
Yeah.
And we talked about it at first because it was very clear,
Yeah.
a very clear shadow. Well, I wouldn't say that I shouldn't say it was very clear. It wasn't clear in the way that you would see like the outline of a body. Yeah. You could see pieces of this shadow moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Bruce and I had a discussion about, was it one of their shadows that the camera was picking up? But I don't think so because the light source was in front of them, not behind. So I don't think it could have been them.
Yeah. I don't think so. You know.
You think it was them?
I think it was accidentally Chris's shadow. Like, Doogie was behind him, and he cast the shadow. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. You know, but
you would think, though, that if it was Chris, you would see more of an outline of a person. It really wasn't that kind of a shadow.
Yeah. Well,
you know?
You could be right. But
I don't know. There was definitely something. Yeah. But, so it's up for debate whether it was a shadow or not. But, that was good. I liked that. I would have liked to have seen them do a bit more debunking.
Yeah.
But this is new. I'm assuming that the Wraith Chasers have been ghost hunters for a while and paranormal investigators for a while. The show was just new. So yeah, I would have liked to have seen a bit more debunking. But what I do like about these fellas is the experiments that they do.
Yeah. That's one thing that I really like.
This program is different from some of the other ones that they do or did because of the experiments.
Yeah.
And this one, they created a solar panel ghost zapper. Yeah. And one of the fellows says, it's kind of like a really high charge, super duper bug zapper. Mm. So it's supposed to, I guess, zap the ghost and capture it in a holding cell type thing. Yeah. Kind of like Ghostbusters, where they have the ghost trap. Yeah. And then they take it later on to back to their place and stick it in the Faraday cage, and then they do some experiments, see if they've got anything, see if they actually captured anything, and then depending on what it is, if it's harmless, they'll take it out into the woods or something and release it. That's kind of funny. Yeah. I don't know what they do if it was evil. I don't remember that. I haven't any recall of that. We'll have to find one where it's something bad that they've captured and what did they do with it. Because I don't remember.
I don't think they've ever captured anything.
No?
No.
It's kind of interesting.
It's, the adventures are pretty good.
Well, the whole idea behind, trying to come up with new things to use in the paranormal field.
Yeah. And especially when they make them themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
They want you. Yeah, you see them creating this solar panel ghost zapper, which was kind of neat.
Yeah.
One of the things that they got, getting away from the bug zapper, the ghost zapper, they're in the hospital, and they're calling out for Dr. Weiss, and later you hear an EVP where the doctor corrects the pronunciation of his name, Weiss.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I liked that. That was really
cheeky,
interesting.
But yeah, it was good.
It wasn't cheeky.
Oh.
If somebody's pronouncing your name wrong over and over and over and over, you'll correct them. Especially a doctor who has a big ego to begin with. Doctors always have these big egos.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I did like this show. I like Ghost Asylum.
Yeah.
Because I like you're saying, big part of it is the experiments. The other thing is there's no egos at this point.
Yeah.
The egos get bigger later. Chris develops a huge ego. Now this show, and even the second episode that we just watched a little bit of, he's got, a jacket on. In later episodes, you see he's got his sleeveless shirt with the sleeves cut off so he can show off his arm muscles. And to me, it just kind of, that's dumb.
Yeah.
But they did say later on, they're towards the end where they're getting ready to go and they're teasing Doogie about always wanting a sandwich or something. But they did say, let's go buy you some sleeves.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a thing, but wasn't at this point.
Yeah.
We didn't see it at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But all in all, they had talent.
Oh yeah.
Raw talent.
For sure. And I think they had personality.
Yes.
Different. Yeah. And that Tennessee accent. Holy cow. Yeah. I really like that. And I was like, do you remember those ones? Oh, who were they? Not the swamp guys, but they were like from the backwoods of Louisiana or something, and they'd ting a bell and come to the bell.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They had accents. They were fun because they were different too. I can't even remember their names now. I'll have to figure that one out and we'll talk about that one sometime.
Yeah. Come to the bell.
Come to the bell. Like a ghost. Oh, I hear the bell. I better go. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was good. And not that we're really tracking Jason Hawes again. We did end up watching another one of his episodes last night. The latest one was a little over an hour long, and I forget where he went. Someplace where he's been with Ghost Nation and Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
And
the hotel. That's a hotel.
It was a hotel, yeah. And he was with his friend
JW.
JV or JB. I forget. It doesn't matter. These initials make me crazy. But anyway, again, I enjoyed it. He's just a basic investigation without all the tech gear and just doing their thing. And I'm really finding I'm enjoying that more than I thought I would. But I mean, I'm enjoying it. So I like the banter between those two because they absolutely have some banter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see Jason's personality come out again.
Yeah. I think for a while he was
too serious.
He was, and I think it was all network stuff. He's got to do this. He's got to produce this, do this to make the network happy.
And ego.
Oh, for sure, ego. There definitely was ego there, but this is just him doing his own thing, and not having to please anybody but himself and his partner. Yeah. And I guess if he makes a few bucks in the process, he's probably happy about that. Yeah. But I think they're still filming the Ghost Hunters, aren't they?
I don't know.
I don't think they've stopped it. I think they have. I think they're still going with the new version of it. Basically, it's Ghost Nation 2.0, and they've taken over the Ghost Hunters name again. Yeah, because I mean it's the same people. The same people from Ghost Nation, except now they do invite guests like Adam and Adam and Amy. I'm having a hard time with names today. Adam and Amy and stuff like that.
Dakota and
the Destination or Project Fear guys invited them a while back. So I think they're still going with Ghost Hunters, but yeah, now it's got a little bit of different vibe to it than before. Yeah. So yeah, guys. So yeah, that was our episode for today.
Yeah.
If you have an opinion on Ghost Asylum, let us know. But we liked it. It's it's got some ups, some perks that some of the other shows don't have. I really like seeing some of these funky inventions that they come up with. And it's really too bad that it didn't last more than, I think, a season. Yeah. Yeah, but a paranormal world is a small one, and you can't mess with somebody else who wants to be the big fish. Not going there. Yeah. Not right now.
Zach Biggins. Oh, I said it.
What did you say?
Zach Biggins.
No, I didn't hear that. No. Anyways, folks, that's it for today. Have a great day, night, evening, wherever you are in this big wide world.
Happy hunting.
Happy haunting. Bye now.